Alright, what's up guys? I'm Honor6. This is the UPC Season 3 draft analysis. Sorry, I was just going right down Discord, so I'm getting annoying pings. Yeah, UPC Season 3 finally started. It's been a while since I've uploaded from UPC because I got salty halfway through the season last season, but whatever, we're back. Got a cool draft. This one right here is us. The middle. This is Sketch, and this is Sumami. But yeah, this is me. I'll kind of just go down the order in which I pick things. So first of all, if we had the second overall pick, I decided to skip S tier, and I wanted to grab an A tier right away because I thought I could sit on my S tier. And I went and I drafted Nick Anadel right off the bat with the number 2 overall pick. I didn't know if it was really going to be worth number 2 overall. It ended up being A3, so it's plus 20 points. Mainly, I didn't want to play anyone who had Naganadel, so I haven't had the chance to use Naganadel in draft yet. So I just kind of went for it, and that was my pick. It did end up being one of my Z users, which I think it's one of the more solid Z users in the draft, from what I've seen. Nice speed tier, crazy special attack, his beast boost, can run Scarf, can run Specs. I might meme on someone and run Fellstinger one week. That could be fun, but, has pivot, it has U-turn, has awesome stab. Yeah, Ganondorf. And then, okay, so, next round, I wanted, the whole time I wanted Mega Lopunny. But Lomain ended up picking Mega Lopunny like 3 picks before me, which really sucked. So I was like, hey, is there any way you would give me, like, or would trade me Mega Lopunny? He's like, no, there's not really anything left on the board that I want, but I wanted Mega Salamence, so if you can somehow convince Splurge to trade me that, I will trade you Mega Lopunny. So I went to Splurge, and I was like, hey, this is what's going down. Is there any way you'd be considering this? And he was like, and I offered him my next pick, the one that was currently up, and we would swap third round draft picks. Since he was like 10th and I was 2nd, he would get the advantage on that one. We get 2 picks really back to back, and not have to wait for his third round pick to come back around. So so that went down. I ended up with Mega Lopunny, which is really cool. And then also, but at that pick right there, I picked Lugia for Splurge and traded it to him. Yeah, Lugia went to Splurge, and and then on the next time around, so coming back around, I picked Mega Dancy for him, and he got that. And then in my third round, or for his third round pick, which was the trade pick I traded him, so I was getting them on, I picked Arcanine. So I'll just go back and talk about both those mons that were involved in that trade real quick. Mega Lopunny. So this was pretty much the plan the whole time. A couple of months changed throughout the whole thing. But I knew with having Lunala, I wanted to have a really solid ghost check. And the best ghost checks are normal type mons with Scrappy. And there is no normal type mon with Scrappy that is better than Mega Lopunny. So I really wanted Mega Lopunny. It was a really great ghost check. It's a really good dark check for Lunala as well. It just, I knew I wanted Lunala at the end. I was worried I might get sniped, but I knew that if it was available, that was where I was going the whole time. So Mega Lopunny just seemed like the easiest pair for Lunala for me, so I really wanted to make sure I grabbed it. And then moving on, Arcanine. So Lunala is super bulky with lots of HP, lots of SPDF, and his defense stat is respectable. I think it's an 89. It's not the best, but it's respectable, so it doesn't want to really take the knockoffs. So I wanted to get an Intimidate Mon to help with the physical moves for Lunala. So, Intimidate Arcanine. Also had some priority with extreme speed. Is a good wall with recovery. with Morning Sun. It's a good wall breaker with like Iron Head, Close Combat, Flare Blitz, Wild Charge. It's got really great coverage. It's got Earthquake. Um, Arcanine's always just one of the most solid ones in Draft League. This is the first time I'm ever getting to try it in Draft League, which makes me really excited. And yeah, so really cool to use Arcanine. I thought it paired well with my first two picks. Not much more to say about it there. And then moving on, our next pick, Araquanid, so I had to wait for it to come back around again. I was like, oh, I have two sweepers who are almost fast enough to not have to worry about like running speed boosting natures. Let's go ahead and get webs to help them out more. So Arachnid with sticky web also serves as my bulky water. Also, if it helps with Nuganadel's ground weakness because it resists that. So that was a big plus. Water Bubble's an awesome ability. I halfway debated giving Araquanid Z moves, because I know with, like, if you're ever playing a rain team, which if we look to my left, there's a rain team right there with Kyogre. If you're playing a rain team with Waterium Z, with Water Bubble, in the rain, it's like a 400 base power move or something like that after stab. It's kind of ridiculous. So, but I thought it was a little too situational to actually do that. So I was like, we'll leave that for another time. Maybe when I don't have to pick specific Z users and I get specific Z crystals like I do in Crash. That draft recap is up over there. I haven't recorded videos for it in a while. I don't think I might have though. No, I definitely have. It's upload required. Or upload preferred at this point. But I have been doing videos there, so go check those out. But yeah, Araquanid, I really wanted webs. I wanted another slow threat so people just didn't think, oh yeah, Trick Room, because my team, as I was looking at it, was super fast. I had other mons in here that made it faster in the end, and I'll get there. So yeah, I wanted something that was like real slow, so that like if people were in Trick Room, but you still could punch a hole. If people were like didn't just see my team and be like Trick Room, got it, it's over. So that's what Araquanid does. It does a lot of, it serves a lot of purposes on my team. Maybe too many. And then moving on, we went with, I think that was 5th round. Let me just double check. Oh, I got a text. I'll check that later. Never mind, I'm being unprofessional. I'm texting now. Someone's asking me about the new Gundam game on PlayStation. If we should get it. I'm running with yes, because that game looks awesome. Where was I? Oh yes, we were checking. Oh, you know what? I think I have the draft plan right here. This won't look exactly like the draft because, oh, you might not even be able to see this. But yes, Serena was 5. I don't think you will be able to see that, but if you do, it's right there. Serena was 5. Wanted to finish off my Fire, Water, Grass because my last two picks were Fire and Water. I wanted to make sure I jumped on that and had a solid Grass to support them. Also needed a Rapid Spinner at this point, had no removal. Queenly Majesty will be cool for like Shadow Sneaks on Lunala, if I can switch them in and take that out. Has good coverage, play rough, high jump kick, has U-turn, which is a pivot, is always nice. Has good stats. It's a little slow, but that's okay. It filled out the middle of our speed tiers. I mean, at this point, most people know what Serena does. It's a good spinner that stops priority and can pivot. And it's grass type. It's pretty solid. And then moving on from there, our 6th round pick was Gardevoir. My other fairy options got sniped. I wanted Rabombi for maybe a fast webs option, but also just a fast fairy. I'm usually very offensive with the way I go about things. So I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, you want 2 defensive mons in your core and 1 offensive. I usually go 2 offensive, 1 defensive. And at the time, I had franchised Aggron to be on the team. So I already had my 1 defensive one, so I kind of wanted an offensive one. Gardevoir is pretty in the middle. It's not the fastest thing, but it's got a good special attack stat, and it's a good special defense stat. So it's cool. It kind of filled out the middle ground of those. I think my team might actually be better off for having Gardevoir. The other option here was Alola Ninetales, but that went way sooner than this, so it's whatever. Gardevoir gives us Wish Patch options. It gives us, I mean, if I wanted to, I can, like, run terrain with it, I think. I think it gets both Misty and Psychic terrain. I mean, it's got good stabs, Psychic and Fairy is real solid. It's a semi-decent wall breaker if you really needed to. It can run Specs, it can run Scarf. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, moving on, our 7th round selection was Zoroark. Psychic Fighting Darker Core needed to be filled out. I had 2 Psychic Mons at this point, or I had 2 Psychic Mons in the plan, but I already had a Psychic one in Gardevoir. I had a Fighting one in Lopunny. It doesn't really follow that mold that I was just saying about 2 defensive and 1 offensive. These are kind of 3 offensive Mons. I think if you're ever going to do that with one of your cores, the Psychic Fighting Dark Core is the one to do it with. And with Zoroark, it gives me a lot of, like, options to, fake out a lead. Hopefully maybe set up on a turn, like if I have Lopunny in, someone's like, oh, Psychic move. Hopefully they don't click Fairy, because that would be bad. Psychic move, and then I'll get a free setup turn, and then can hopefully just deal with whatever threats in front of me. That being said, I've never used Zoroark really effectively, other than in 1 playthrough, and that, like, playthroughs, and I think I used it in Black and White too, and they just gave you one. But it's a lot easier to trick AI in Pokemon than it is to trick actual battlers, so we'll see how I do with that. You can go both physical and special. Wants to go special, it's fine. I can run all 3 choice items. I can set up, it's obviously got Disguise, so it makes it a little annoying for everyone else to play around it. Yeah, it's Zoroark. And then we'll go ahead and talk about Pinsir now. This is where, like I said, I had franchised Aggron. Some things changed in the draft plan mid-draft. I was forced to keep Aggron, though, because several people had asked me, are we obligated to actually draft our franchise mon in the round that we're supposed to draft it? And the answer was yes. You had to draft your franchise mon. There was no questions asked. So I had to pick Aggron here. Pinsir was a after draft pickup. So originally it was Aggron, and if you're kind of looking at the team, if I didn't have Pinsir here and I had Aggron, my team was very ground weak. But in dropping him on, I also wanted to have a couple more things out of it. Aggron was one of my only stealth rockers on the team. I didn't have Regirock on here yet, so I definitely wanted more stealth rocks. I really wanted to get a steal here. I was really thinking about Mawile. It just wasn't fitting the way I wanted to play, really. So I was like, yeah, we're just gonna skip the steal for now. Maybe we'll add one later. A lot of people wanted me to add Registeel to complete the Regi trio I was building. So Pinsir, it's got a good attack stat. It can Scarf if you needed to. It's got Moxie. It can set Stealth Rocks. It was a ground resist for Naganadel and Arcanine, excuse me. So I went with Pinsir. I think it was a good addition. I think the team is better off for it over than having Aggron. It kind of filled a hole in my team that was there. Yeah. I'm not sad I hit Pinsir, let's put it that way. There are definitely things that could have fit this team better here. But mainly most of them weren't tier 5, and I needed to have a tier 5, so it's fine. Next, I think I went with Regirock. Regirock was the mon that caused me to be like, I can't have Aggron. They're too similar. Regirock is one of my favorite low ladder mons. I think people really sleep on it. We even moved it down from tier 4 to tier 5 this season, and no one was even thinking about it. So it got to the later rounds, and I thought it was no way gonna last to round 9 in tier 5. So it's like, yeah, I'm totally grabbing that. It was another stealth rocker, which I needed. It's a big offensive wall, which at the time I was lacking aside from Aggron. Its Spadef is nothing to laugh at 100. That's pretty solid. Its physical attack is 100. It was another slow mon for people to stop Trick Room against me at 50. So, I mean, Regirock and Trick Room is just a beast. And one of my favorite mons of all time is Regirock. It gets Drain Punch, which is one of my favorite moves of all time. Which on a mon without recovery is real good. You can actually run it special if you have to, because it gets Charge Beam. So you can try to actually set up on that way and run like Ancient Power and stuff like that. So that's not a lost cause there either. I know it only has 50 special attack, but I mean its attack is only 100 after 2 charge beams. You're already there, so it's whatever. But yeah, so that one was really solid. Originally, this was gonna be Lycanroc Midnight, because I thought it was a better like lead mon. Because I mean, for those of you who know me, I like to run counter on lead mons, sometimes failedly so. But Regirock is really solid. It has a nice move pool. It has really nice stats. It had physical bulk, which I really needed at the time. So I'm glad I got it. Yeah. Moving on, we're going to move over to the next mon I drafted. This was originally going to be Cryogonal. I wanted a Spadef wall in my tier 5 pick. I also needed an Ice type. The one thing I lost from Cryogonal to Regice was the speed at 105, which I already think I have covered in Zoroark as 105, so it's not the biggest loss. But I lost spin on it, which kind of sucks, because it was one of my main removers. But that's fine. Regice has even more Spadef. It's got 200 Spadef. It's got 100 special attack, which is just under what Cryogonal's was anyways. It's slower, so it's another anti-Trick Room threat, so I don't think anyone's going to bring it against me now, because I have 3 really solid Trick Room threats on my team. I think, like Regirock, it actually gets Charge Beam, so you can try to set up with it. It has a decent move pool. It's really good cheap wall. Yeah, I'm actually kind of happy I ended up with Regice. I think my team is actually better off for it. It's better stat distribution. It was slower, which I don't think my team needed another fast mon with the 5 fast mons I was planning on taking at the time. So this was real solid. I'm actually kind of glad I got sniped. I'm not even salty that Sketch took Cryogonal and then dropped it. It's fine. I don't need it. I'm sticking with Regice. I like it. People were really sad that when I was making my free agent moves after the draft that I didn't grab Registeel as my steel type. Everyone wanted me to grab another Reggie to complete the Reggie trio, but that's whatever. And then finally, or not finally, but on our 11th round pick, I knew I could kind of sit on this because it's real 50-50. It either goes early or it doesn't get drafted at all. I went with Thunderous Incarnate. Prankster is an awesome ability. It has Prankster Defog. It has Prankster Thunderwave. Wow, I just got spammed. Prankster Thunderwave is big. Prankster Toxic is big. There's a couple of other things on there. It has Setup. It has Nasty Pot. It has Bulk Up, which are both really nice. It can go both physical and special. It's got Momentum in U-Turn and Volt Switch. It's got Defiant, which is a really great anti-defog move. Or I could run Iron Ball with someone who's obviously going to run webs against me and get a 2x attack boost off that way. It's got really great really great move pool both ways with lots of coverage. I gave it Z moves, which is even more threatening for this. I love Thunderous Incarnate. I've been trying to use it for like the last 7 drafts, but could never like fit it in. It was like trying to shove a square peg into a round hole. It finally worked on this team because I really wanted an electric type that wasn't going to be weak to ground. To like show Naganadel was just like, oh, that he's ground weak. I'm just gonna go for it. So I think Thunderous Eye was a really great fit on this team. I think it's a really great mon, and I'm really glad it sat till the 11th round. I'm glad I took that risk and did because it allowed me to get some other things earlier when I might have gotten sniped. So it was really great to wait on this. I'm so glad I got it. I can't wait to use it. And finally, with our 11th round pick, we waited all the time for our S tier. It didn't go in season 2. We got really weird when Necrozma Dawn Wings and Lugia went super early in the draft. I was like, oh my god, if someone's looking for a bulky S tier, and they might go Lunala here at any point. Luckily, at some point, it was just me and Bash that were left with their S tiers. And I was like, I colluded a little bit, and I messaged Bash, and I was like, okay, if we're not going after the same S tier, we can wait. And we kind of risk going off here, to be like, because if we were going after the same mon, he had the next pick, he could have just picked it from me, but I trusted Bash to be honest with me. And he was going for Mega Motocross, I was going for Lunala, and we were luckily allowed to wait it out till the last round, didn't have to worry about it. That was really great. I'm super excited to use Lunala. It's a really crazy bulky mon. It's got like 137 HP, like 120-ish SPDEF, and I think it has 89 defense. It has like 113 special attack, and it has I forget its attack, but it's usable. And it's actually at a really good speed tier at 97. You can scarf with it really easily. You can slow down and outspeed a lot of things if you wanted to run Trick Room with it. It's got Shadow Shield, which is just like essentially multi-shield, or multi-scale, sorry. It does have 4 times weaknesses, but I feel like I supported those weaknesses really well with this team. It gets Cosmic Power set up. It gets Calm Mind set up. It gets Defog, which is really nice because this team really lacked hazard removal. And Lunala is not a mon that's above running Defog as your S tier. It actually will do it very well. It fits in that role super well because it's so bulky. It gets good coverage in like Moonblast. It gets Dark. It gets Ghost. It gets Psychic. I think it gets like Heat Wave too, which is really nice. I think it actually gets Bolt Beam too. It's got tons of coverage. It's got great stats. It's got a great ability. Its typing leaves a little bit to be desired, but I wanted to try it anyways. The entire time I was like, I wanted Lunala. I built the team around Lunala. And I'm really glad I got to wait till it on the last round. It's one I've been willing to try. There were a couple of S tiers I wanted to try this season. A lot of my friends in this league were already like, I want that one. That's the one I'm going after, and they grabbed it super early. So I was like, okay, that's cool. This one has been one on my list. I was like, okay, this is a good time to do it, and it worked. On a whole, I think the team came out really well. We got sniped 1 or 2 times, had to change things up, so the team is a little clunky on the bottom, but I think it still works pretty well. From what the sounds of it, I'm one of the people who got sniped the least, so I'm really happy about that. I was able to work around the one really big snipe that happened in my draft. I think I was actually better off for the other snipes that did happen to me, so I didn't have to worry about it. So I think the team came out really well. I'm really excited to use it. We have our first match on Wednesday the 21st with Hobie. We'll just kind of go peek at his team real quick. He's down here at the bottom. If the sprites load. I might be doing some post-draft rankings here today if I have time. I've got 2 other matches to play. I've got some family stuff to do. I might be doing a draft comparisons, I like to call it, because it's not actually like a breakdown of every draft, but it's ranking you in like several different categories against everyone else. We might be doing that later today. Here is Hobie's team, by the way. I think it's fully updated on the sprites page. Yeah, it looks like it is. I know some of the pages aren't because I have been lazy and haven't gotten back to them. But you might be doing live recordings for this season. It's hard to tell. I have a lot less time than I have had in previous seasons. But I'm gonna try at the very least. Hobie's got a scary team. I don't want to play it. So yeah, maybe this video is definitely going up. It'll probably be up in the next hour after we're done recording it. You can see right there, it's 11:30. If I am getting the post-draft rankings done, it'll probably be up tomorrow morning at some point. And if I am doing live comms for matches, they'll go up straight after the match happens. So that would be Wednesday night. That's gonna happen then? That's it for now, YouTube. I'm glad I always got to do this one. I know some people were asking me to do videos, which I really appreciate that people like and ask for me to do videos. It's going to be a fun season. I'm really happy with how things turned out. It's looking out to be a cool season. All the teams are really interesting this season. Like, none of them seem like super threatening to me, but also none of them seem like worse than the others. So, like, I feel like it's a very balanced out league this time around, and that should make for more interesting plays, and hopefully, like, not someone just goes on a tear and goes undefeated. Although that is exciting during the season, it's kind of boring for everyone else. That is it for now, YouTube. I will see you later. This has been Honor 6, and see you next time.